Coming from the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan, it's Magic Round Ball Classic. 20 of the very best high school All-Americans right here this afternoon. Let's start off first of all with the East team. The young man that you think may be as good a shooting guard or as good a player as in this game, and that's Kobe Bryant.
Well, I'll tell you, Kobe Bryant is 6'6". I watched him yesterday at practice. So impressive. His versatility, his understanding of the game. He's multi-talented. And yes, he comes from a great basketball family. His dad, Joe Jellybean Bryant, was a first-round draft choice of the Golden State Warriors and was a superstar at LaSalle. Kobe's got a world of talent. Mr. Versatility. Hey, Kareem Abdul Jabar is here. He was at the banquet last night, spoke to the youngsters.
We're going to visit with him at halftime, Dick. Talk about the youngsters and their attitude about passing up college to get into the NBA as soon as they can. Jones passes it back out. And Robinson will pick up the foul. Bryant knocks down the first one.
I'll tell you, talk about versatility. Talk to Dick Weiss from out of New York, Daily News, a great basketball writer. And he's from the Philadelphia area, and he claims this is the best player that he has seen in over 30 years in the city of Philadelphia.
That's saying a mouthful.
Nice look. There's the dish. Nobody got back defensively.
Dakota with the bounce pass, and Bryant jams it home, and that got him up out of the seats and some high fives.
Hey, Kobe Bryant, KB, taking it to the rack. Hey, this kid, you talk about academically, he speaks fluent Italian. There he is, Mr. Bryant, flying, jamming, high riser, up and away. A lot of talk that he's thinking seriously of going to the NBA. In fact, Bob Gibbons of All-Star Sports Report has reported that he will bypass college and go to the NBA.
I know these kids are looking at the dollars, but I sure wish they would put some of those thoughts of the NBA on the back burner. Bryant with the reverse. And
Kobe Bryant.
They're going to have to go some to have a highlight any better than that for the entire game.
I'm going to watch the little circus shot by Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in the Philadelphia area. There he's hanging and twisted in the air. I said to his dad, I said, you still play one-on-one with your son? He said, yes, and I always win. I said, what do you mean? I said, Kobe, you let your dad beat you? He said, yeah, he keeps score.
Here's the ball is taken away by Bryant in the spin move. Can't get the kiss to go, but the follow, and Cota gets it.
Robinson scoring big early with the Rich Woods High School, where he put on over 3,000 points in his career in Peoria. What do you basically look for when you go out scouting and looking at a player? What are some of the things you're looking for? What jumps at you right away? If you had to break it down into skill areas, what are some of the things you're analyzing?
Well, the first thing I look for is presence out on the court. At the end of the day, you know, I was a college kid, and when I went home, I opened up my refrigerator and it was bare.
I couldn't agree with you more. We spoke about that last night. They've made some strides, the NCAA, with now allowing a player to be insured.
Bryant. He almost got that thing to go, but he was fouled on the way to the hoop, and as Dick said a moment ago, we'll keep closer attention here in this half to see if anybody can make a free throw.
So look at Kobe Bryant's numbers. Lower Merion High School choice, undecided. Pro possibility. A lot of people think he'll go right to the NBA. I'm hoping he goes to the college level. I spoke about that last night at the banquet. He's a kid who's an outstanding student as well. We watched McGlure take the ball to the goal. Jamal McGlure certainly going to make some college coach happy.
As is Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, I mean, just a tremendous talent. He goes inside, outside. He can run the court. He handles the ball really well. I would have thought the East would have been in command here in this game.
Sonny Vaccaro has joined us here at the table as we continue to watch the action. And for people who don't know, I'd love to get him to discuss the thoughts in putting one of these together. It started a long time ago.
Oh, look underneath. Look underneath. Oh, he said that was a pass. He didn't go up and get it.
Yeah, it was.
Little
He
air
didn't
ball.
touch anything. Kobe Bryant at the other end.
Explosive. Explosive, exciting, enthusiastic. I mean, he'll be the 3E man. I'll come up with a new one, the 3E man. They had a player years ago there by the name of Tommy Staten, played over at Michigan when Michigan had their team that was ranked like #1 in the nation. It was Ricky Green, Bill Hubbard, there's Thomas.
Tim looked around in total surprise, like, hey, nobody picked me up. You know, Sonny's comments were interesting about how many. They're always good players, but there are just more because there are more kids participating. Wow.
I'll tell you, so graceful, so graceful, so young. He's only 17 years of age. See, that's another situation. People are jumping in and say, well, Kevin Garnett has made that transition. But Kevin Garnett was approaching 20 years of age, and Kevin would be the first to tell you that he didn't have the option to go to a Division I big-time power because of the scores on the SATs and the ACTs. And you look at Kobe Bryant, who's only 17 years of age. This kid here is just so bright. When you speak to Kobe Bryant, fluent Italian he speaks. He was in Italy when his dad played over there after his pro career. His dad played 8 years in the NBA after being a first-round draft choice of the Golden State Warriors. Joe Jellybean Bryant, former LaSalle star, now an assistant coach at LaSalle.
127 to 115, the West All-Stars win in somewhat of a mild upset. Well, speaking of stars, young man who has joined us here at the table, Kobe Bryant, we talked about his talents. You had 21 points is what I'm looking at unofficially over here in the ball game. But you're disappointed because you guys were supposed to walk with this thing. What happened?
Well, we came out with the attitude that we were going to walk through this team, we were going to win. I think you can see the attitude at the beginning of the game. We came out very lackadaisical, and they came out very pumped up and excited, and they jumped out to an early lead. They maintained that lead through the game.
I know Jason Hart came over and teased me. I was teasing him before the game. I said, you got no shot against Kobe Bryant and Tim Thomas, and they put the hurt on you guys. You guys didn't get back defensively.
Yeah, well, we're going to see him during the AAU season, so I think we're going to get him back.
But I'll tell you one thing, Kobe, there's an example of you jamming right here, flying through the sky. I mean, really a tremendous talent. Who do you pattern your game after?
Well, I just try to play the overall game and try to be a well-rounded basketball player who can handle the ball, who can pass the ball, and who can shoot the ball. I want to be a multi-skilled basketball player.
And you know, we have to ask you this question. Rumors are flying all over that you're the one player here who's thinking seriously of making the transition right from the high school ranks to the professional ranks. How serious is that part of your decision?
Well, it's definitely a possibility. I think I'd be foolish not to look into that. I'm honored that people think that I'm able to make the jump. So obviously I'm going to take a look into it and see what my options are. So it's a possibility.
What other options when you talk about college? If college is your choice, what schools are you narrowed it down to?
Well, I narrowed it down to about 5. I had LaSalle, Duke, Michigan, North Carolina, and Villanova.
And LaSalle, your dad obviously is the assistant coach. Tell us a little bit about this guy. Plays his dad one-on-one, and I understand your dad still beats you.
Hey, well, he beats me up, and he keeps scoring, so I think when I get a little older with my son, then I can keep score. I think I'll beat him every time, too.
Listen, most people are not fortunate enough to live with a guy that played for 8 years in the National Basketball Association. I know what kind of tight relationship you and your dad have. What's the most important thing or most important things that he gave you to make you a better basketball player in high school?
Well, he's always told me to enjoy the basketball game. I think that's the best advice that he could ever give me. Because a lot of players just go out there and play and let the pressure overwhelm them. But my father said, go out there, have a good time, and enjoy yourself, and good things will come.
You know, Kobe, also, I mentioned on the year, you speak fluent Italian. You were in Italy. Come sta, paesano? Come sta, tu? But you speak fluent Italian, but also an outstanding student. A lot of people are unaware that I believe you scored about 1,100 on your SATs. Am I right about that? And you're just totally a well-rounded person. If you make the transition and the NBA is your goal and it happens that you make that move, will education still be part of your plan?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I always want to be a well-rounded basketball player and a well-rounded person. So I think that if I do make the jump, I definitely want to get my degree.
Were you surprised? There's talent all over this country, but just like Rashard comes in, he was not even one of the regular guys. He wins the MVP in this ball game. Were you a little surprised at some of the fellas that you had heard about but you had not played with in this ball game that impressed?
Well, I know all these players are here for a reason. Whether it's Rashard Phillips, he's here for a reason. He can play basketball, and I noticed that in practice he was out there playing. He wasn't backing down from anyone. I think this is a reality check for most of us. And guys who are America's guests are coming in here, and a guy like Rashard Phillips comes in and does work. I think that sends a great message to all these players to go back home and work on your basketball skills, because there's a lot of talent out there besides ourselves.
Well, that's a message we tried to convey to you last night about a Tim Duncan, for example, and a number of players, David Robinson, who are not superstars. I mean, nobody wanted a David Robinson, and he becomes the Naismith Player of the Year. So there are kids out there who are really dreaming. I think, and dreaming and making their dreams happen. But I think the one thing that you have and that he has in his life, Ron, and more kids need, you got a support team there with your family.
Oh, exactly. If I play bad on the court, I can always go home, have a home-cooked meal. My mother will always be there to comfort me. But I think that's a great thing to have, because they love me not because of basketball, but because I'm their son, and they love me very much. And basketball has nothing to do with it.
And I know one thing, you get all your looks, and so do your sisters, from your mom. I'll tell you that. I guarantee you that.
Kobe, Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it. 21 points in this ball game. But the most important thing is just to get to visit with you a little bit and let the fans see that the young man is not only an All-American on the court, but off the court as well.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. And I told you yesterday, I'm biased. I want to call your games in college. Wait for that NBA. College.
Okay.